Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, time to lace up your running shoes. The Boulder is back and in person.
It's good to be back doing the original thing.
Our team is spread out across the course, talking to competitors, checking out all the crazy costumes, and what the return of the race means to the community this year. Great to have everyone back for a wonderful Memorial Day tradition. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Sanders. We're going to be checking in with Nicole Brady at the starting line in Boulder here in just a few minutes, but we do want to start off with your running day forecast. Katie LaSalle is here. Nice and cool for the runners, maybe a little different if you're just planning a backyard barbecue today.
Yes, in Boulder this morning we're starting off in the high 40s and we'll hover there for the next couple of hours under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. So pretty pleasant conditions for runners, but it is going to stay about 10 degrees cooler than average this Memorial Day holiday. Outside right now it's cold into the mountains, 18 over Berthoud Pass, low 30s currently over Ward, Georgetown and Bailey, and we are picking up moisture. It's going to stay unsettled here across the state. A line of storms making their way across the far eastern plains, Ray out through Holyoke, some rain near Sterling, and snow over higher terrain into our northern and portions of our central mountains. And as Jason will tell you, some chain attraction laws are in place. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, dry conditions right now in Denver. Could see a sprinkle or two through the mid-morning hours, but by 7 o'clock should be under a mostly clear sky in Boulder in the upper 40s. Temperatures today only in the 60s for highs, gusty winds from the west, and Jason will stay unsettled and cooler than average through at least Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a little bit unsettled up in Boulder right now with some wet roads up there. I had some wet roads on my drive to the south. You can see the snow pouring down right now up over Vail Pass with the chain laws on the eastbound side of I-70 for the commercial vehicles. Yeah, winter driving conditions in parts of the high country right now. Take a look at the drive here in Metro Denver. Looks obviously nice and wide open for the most part. We do have a crash, a serious one happened early this morning about 3:30, happening northbound 225 to go west I-70. So that transition is closed. You can go to Chambers, turn around and then go west. You can also have access to Pena Boulevard if you need to make your way out to the airport, which is about 15 minutes security wait time. To Boulder, looks just fine. No problems there. And obviously we already have some road restrictions in around Boulder for the race that'll be happening later this morning. Take a look at the camera up there at 28th and Iris, and you can see there are the cones already set up. So watch out for some road restrictions already in place in Boulder.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Well, we have been waiting 3 years for this one to return. The Boulder is back in full for the first time in 3 years. This Memorial Day tradition is back in person. So whether you're running or walking, or maybe you just want to watch, our team is out across the course to help you get ready, and our team coverage starts from the starting line. Fittingly, Nicole Brady joins us with 2 hours here before the first races kick off. Nicole, how's the setup looking so far?
Oh, it's just so great to be back out here, Brian, for the first time in 3 years. I went to see you, Boulder, go Buffs, so it's always a thrill to come out to Boulder any time of year, but to have the Boulder back is so special. As you can see behind me, they have the starting line set up. They've got security out here, things feeling good, but we're still waiting for the first crowds to arrive. Maybe holding off a little this morning because of the weather. I had hoped to wear the Boulder t-shirt today. They got a great one here with the mountains, but it's a little too cold to go sleeveless just yet, so I'm going to stick with the jacket for at least a little while this morning. Of course, great running weather, so I think a lot of people, once they start working up that sweat, are going to appreciate the slightly cooler temperatures today. We do want to check in with Colette Bordelon, my fellow CU alumnus. and Colette, you are watching for people arriving as well this morning.
You know, it's still a bit early, but it's nice out. Like you were saying, it's cold, but that's sure to be something that you're thankful for once this race really gets going. Now, Nicole, like you were saying, we both went to see you, and I think for both of us, this race always meant the start of summer, at least for students here in Boulder. Now, I'm right here by the registration tent, which is just right here at 30th and Walnut, so this is where people will come to pick up their packets once they get here. Now, at one point a few years back, over 54,000 participants were here. That was the peak of the Boulder, the most they've ever seen. This year, as of last week, they're up to about 35,000 registrations. That's about 75% of normal. Still a lot of people, not as many as we've seen. But of course, this race is iconic. People come from all over the country, all over the world even, to be a part of the Boulder. thing to keep in mind, we are quite a bit above sea level, so there is a lot of water out here planned for everyone who might not be as acclimated to Colorado as we might be out here. But Nicole, I know I was talking about what I think of this race from a couple of years back, but there is a long history behind the Boulder Boulder.
There is, Colette. We're going to talk about that. I want to point out what you just said about people coming from around the world for this race. And it's true, especially for those pro races. We see competitors from around the world. And this year, for the first time ever, the Ukrainian women's team will be here at the Boulder Boulder. So special. A somber detail here. Ukraine did not put up a men's team this year because some of those men could be fighting for their country right now. So our hearts go out to them. We remember them on this Memorial Day as well, and I just wanted to note that. But the professional race, one of the biggest parts of the Boulder Boulder, and one of the biggest purses for a 10K in the entire country. So I spoke to the race director about the importance of bringing back the pro races.
The pro race is a pretty important part. So we do have 9 foreign countries that are coming to run, both on the men's and the women's side, and they'll run as soon as the last walker has been launched, and we'll run them in 2 separate races, and they'll race and finish to a full stadium. Once that race concludes, then we host the Memorial Day tribute, and so it's just kind of a cool fanfare part of the day.
It is a really cool aspect. The pro races get started after 11 a.m. this morning, and you'll be able to watch those live on Denver 7, the men's followed by the women's race. You know, everyone who comes out to run, whether you're a runner, a walker, competitive, not so competitive, every wave out here, 85 waves total today, starts with the firing of a pistol. And this year, the honor goes to Frank Shorter, co-founder of the Boulder Boulder, former Olympian. Actually, this will mark 50 years since Frank Shorter took gold at the Munich Olympics in 1972.
One of our co-founders, Frank Shorter, this year, 2022, celebrates 50 years of his winning the Olympic gold medal in 1972. So Frank's going to serve as the official starter of the race, and so he'll start the 85 waves on race morning. He'll shoot the start pistol 85 times, and then we have a fun recognition for him in the stadium.
Yeah. Frank Shorter really credited with inspiring a trend toward running again. You know, the Olympic marathons back in the 70s kind of got people into running and spurred the Boulder Boulder, the formation and founding of this in 1979. Obviously, this has been going on for a long time. A big part of Boulder's economy depends on this race, but we haven't had it for 3 years now. I want to send it out now to Christian Lopez, who has checked in with businesses about how important this is for them and how excited they are to see this back. Christian.
Yeah, Nicole, and the community really is excited for the event's comeback today, like you said, for the first time in 3 years. And we talked to businesses here on Pearl Street. We talked to the manager at Ozo Coffee, who said that he just loves the energy and the excitement that the Boulder Boulder brings to the city. And he's grateful that community traditions like this one are making a comeback after not having them for a few years. Manager Tover Haven said that his sister is actually participating in the race, and he told me what he thinks makes this event stand out is how community oriented it is. And of course, with so many people expected, he's anticipating a very busy day.
We are so excited to have it back. So excited.
And what is your favorite part of the event?
It just brings such an energy to the city, and it's such a special event to have. We see crowds of people outside the store. We get lots of business. It's just wonderful to be a part of it. We're grateful that it's happening again. We are grateful that there's more of a return to some of the traditions and some of the opportunities that we had as a city and as a community before the pandemic started.
And of course, we're very excited to be out here in Boulder this morning as well. Nicole, it's my first time actually seeing the event, so I'm excited to see that turnout this morning.
Yes. Oh, it'll be so fun to watch the runners come by you there on Pearl Street too, Christian. Thank you. And we are so excited. We're just getting started this morning, Brian. So we'll send it back to you in the studio for now, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully, as more and more people come out here for the return of the Boulder Boulder.
Can't wait to see it. All right, thank you, Nicole. We do want to get you caught up on some other top local stories this morning. A teenage girl is recovering after a shooting at a Denver rec center. Happened Sunday at the Central Park Rec Center on 25th Avenue. Police say it started as a fight in the parking lot. The teen is expected to be okay. Police have not arrested anyone. Also, health experts are keeping an eye on our coronavirus cases right now as more people meet up with family and friends over the holiday weekend. Boulder and Jackson County have moved back into the high-risk category. We saw a lot of people on Pearl Street in Boulder over the weekend, with many dining out and shopping. We are still far below the numbers reported in the winter during the Omicron surge. The CDC does recommend that anyone in a high-risk community mask up indoors and on public transportation. Well, everything costs more these days, and your Memorial Day barbecue is no exception. How much more expensive cookout staples are this year? And it's one of the highlights after the Boulder Boulder event, skydivers jumping into Folsom Field carrying flags to honor our fallen military members. We're talking to one of the guys who has done this stunt hundreds of times.